What's good, YouTube? We back with another banger. This video is going to be more of a story time / informative video of my experience with Lund Racing, of course. They were a cool tuner, but my car had its fair share of issues on that tune that it doesn't have now, which I'm now tuned by Tricky Performance. But when I was tuned by Lund, the problem with that tune was my car had that famous stumble and stall issue. And it happened at every stoplight. Every time I came to a stop in this car, it would stop all the time. And they would tell me, oh, it's bad E85, or, you know, you have some like sensor issue in your knock sensors because I have no cats or whatever, or the O2 sensors or whatever. And I got all that looked at, and that wasn't the problem, because obviously when I switched to Tricky Performance, I didn't have no issues at all. He was able to look at my logs, data logs, and say, yeah, I see the problem here, something to do with spark or whatever. You know, the fuel pressure was bad. I got even a light for that, which is now gone. Tricky Performance basically fixed everything for me that Lund Racing was not able to do. So I'm not saying Lund Racing caused that. I have no idea if they caused that. But what I will say is they definitely didn't help when I had issues, you know. Their customer service was okay. Like, I'd have to respond to them or, you know, hit them up on the email like 12 o'clock California time to maybe get a response, you know, because they're in another state and all that. But yeah, you know, I thought that was inconvenient. They weren't able to help me out. You know, my car was running really rough. Felt like it was either misfiring or just idling rough in general. Stalling, stumbling, going from like 1,000 RPM to back and forth, kind of like it was cammed. And when I would use the flex tune, now the flex tune, they told me use that if the E85 ain't at like 80% ethanol or whatever. I would use it. Soon as I download the tune and start driving, the car starts going like sounds like it's cammed, and it starts misfiring. The whole car starts shaking. It just ran super bad on that tune. Now, a lot of you might say, oh, maybe your car has a problem. I thought that too. But then once I got tuned by Tricky, I told him about all my issues from A to Z. You know, of course, it wasn't that many issues, but yeah, he was able to fix it. Now it has no problems. It doesn't stumble. It doesn't stall. It doesn't idle rough. I have no check engine light anymore for anything, period. And I think Tricky really fixed that problem for me, and it runs a lot better now. I feel like it's faster when it shifts. It just throws me in my seat a lot more, because obviously when your car is not running good, you're not fast. You're not to your car's full potential. Now that there's no problem with the car, we running good, you know, and this thing was running like it's stock almost, you know. So if you guys are thinking about going Lund Racing, I wouldn't do it. Just go to Tricky or Palm Beach Dyno. They're like the two top tuners right now in the game. Tricky's been killing it with, you know, with their tunes lately. I did about 7 revisions or so to get the car perfectly dialed in. We'll get it on a dyno to see how the graph is going with power and make sure everything is still running good and all that, just as a backup. With my Lund Racing one, it was pulling timing. You know, when I data logged that, sent it to Tricky on my Lund tune just to see if there was a problem with the tune, and there was. They didn't fix anything. I was on a bass tune the whole time, no revisions, nothing. Lund sent me a bass tune and we rolled with that, and that's probably why my car had problems. There was no revisions done. Of course, as a tuner, you can never do that. So, you know, shout out to Tricky, man, for this, you know, all the revisions, and the car's running great. So just a little update / story time for you guys. So I wouldn't go to Lund Racing if I was you guys, man, and stick with Tricky. I only paid about $430 for my tune. Of course, I had the RTD already, you know. With the RTD, it's probably like $730, $800, but still, for a good tune that's gonna be done right the first time, definitely go with Tricky or Rob at Palm Beach Dyno. I'm gonna go with them if I go boost. I heard about AED in California. Haven't really done too much research on him, but I heard he's good too. But just make sure you go to a tuner that's gonna make sure your car is running good, and that's all that matters, guys. But yeah, that's going to be the end of today's video. Just a little update. You know, we got more stuff coming. Probably going to go to a car show tomorrow if it's not raining, of course, because California been bipolar as hell with the weather. But yeah, if I do, I'll be seeing you guys tomorrow. And yeah, like, comment, subscribe, and we is out. See you guys later. Boom.